Our last stop in Vermont. We end up somewhere near St Johnsbury, where the Green Mountain Mall resides. This mall has fallen so far. I can't even begin to describe its condition. I'm honestly surprised the doors were even unlocked. Beginning construction in 1973 and officially opening towards the end of 1975, the Green Mountain Mall hosted a Zayre, a W.T. Grant, and an A&P as original anchors. The mall was already a small, microscopic space with only room for 12 tenants, and at that, it was at an intimate squeeze. The mall seemed like it was cursed from the very beginning, almost immediately losing W.T. Grant after a mere 6 months. This loss was then followed by A&P, whom pulled out of the Vermont market almost completely. A&P was at least filled in by a budget grocery store known as Shop and Save in 1977. And in 1979, JCPenney came to fill in the void left behind by W.T. Grant. While the anchors were filled in, inline tenants had already closed up, along with the McDonald's reportedly on site. Looked like it would all be over before it began. A lot of work went into keeping the Green Mountain Mall on its feet. It was already limping along, but the owners made it work, somehow. They were able to attract a Hallmark store, and even secured an inline Sears store. The mall managed to exist in a sort of middle ground, but then Zayre closed its doors for the last time in 1988. Once again, it seemed the mall would be on its way to death again. Rich's department store came to the mall in 1991, filling in the void left behind by Zayre, and this was ultimately regarded as a move that saved the Green Mountain Mall, more so when the president of the company took over a 50% share of the mall and sunk a significant amount of money into the mall. Unfortunately, Rich's department store would close down in 1996 when the company filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, liquidation sales going through to 1997. Sometime that summer, the mall managed to poach an Ames store from the nearby shopping centers. Breaking from the history for a moment, the canned music was loud in this mall, broadcasting a local radio station across the halls. But even with the canned music, you can still hear how empty the halls are, and you can hear various noises throughout the mall, like that old motor of the ceiling fan. If it weren't for copyright ID, I would let the raw audio play out. It was obvious what was going to happen to Ames, and in 2002, it finally met its inevitability. Seeing an opportunity though, JCPenney wanted to expand their store and would move into the Ames space in 2007, overhauling it to their needs. This would leave their old pad to be subdivided for a Dollar Tree, and an Ocean State job lot would open up in a space on the back end of the mall, where an unusual corridor would be created to bridge the gap between it and the mall. You could hear the alarm system ready to arm at Payless. It was one of those similar to Kmart or Ames. You know. Da-da, da-da, da-da. The 2010s would just be tragic as the mall began emptying out. Small businesses were the first to go, followed by the more major chains, of which held on until the bitter end of their company's bankruptcy. Sears was long gone, leaving behind that double label scar. And finally, JCPenney departed the mall in 2021. The only business I can discern being open in this mall is a hoagie bar with dinner hours only, a children's gymnastics center, and the Chamber of Commerce. All other businesses have no access into the mall proper. This poor, poor mall never stood a chance. To this day, I cannot believe the doors were opened back up to the mall after 2020. And on top of that, both on camera and off, I did not see any people inside the mall. Okay, I might have seen just one person at the gymnastics place, but other than that, I was all alone. It was like the Twilight Zone in here. But I'm glad I did. I don't know of anyone else who has covered this mall in any significant degree besides a blogger known as Zayer88. For a dead mall enthusiast, this is like uncovering an ancient tomb. While here, I did take the liberty to try and capture some of JCPenney in its final days, which you do see here. The mall was already doing poorly before then, but this is just another devastating hit to the mall. I kinda feel bad for the people of St Johnsbury. Their mall is likely going to become little more than a memory now. Someone's gotta do something with all that space. You can't just leave it to rot. This is one of those malls I wanted to give a hug. But alas, there is nothing I can do for this place, other than provide closure. Maybe someone has a big idea for this mall though. For now, we best pack up our things and go. I do hope you enjoyed this tour of the Green Mountain Mall, the unofficial official mall of Vermont. It deserves a better fate than this. I didn't see anyone else in that mall. No one. Thanks for having me, St Johnsbury, Vermont. And until next time, this is Doomie Grunt wishing you and the Green Mountain Mall farewell.